Okay, so today's topic is going to be a real one, so let's get into it. So this has been really hard for me to talk about, but it needs to be said. I don't really have any friends, and I don't mind at all. I mean, I have friends, I just only have as many friends as I can count on my hand. I mean, like, real friends, like someone you can call in the middle of the night, someone who's always going to be there if you need them, uh, just someone who you can just call like right away and be like, hey, I need you. And they come over and they ugly cry with you, like 100% ride or die, there with you. That's it. Like, you good friends, you know? And if you're like me and you feel hopeless and like no one's ever gonna be your friend and you're just depressed, then I'm here to help. So a little recap, I used to have friends. I used to have many friends in middle school, and then high school came around. And all of my friends went to another high school, another public high school, and I tried to get in, but my cousin at the time was at the high school I was going to, so they said I had to stay at this current high school because I had connections, which made no sense to me. So I went to that high school, and obviously I had no friends, and it was pretty sad for a very long time. And I finally made a friend, and he introduced me to his friends, and it went chummy. Everything was fine, you know, like ride or die boys, homeboys, and I love them. Still care about them, but things happen. So high school went on from, I don't know how to say this in regular terms, like from years 10 to I think halfway through 12, everything was fine. There was a big change in my life since, you know, something really terrible happened in my family. That's still tough for me to talk about as well. But after that period, like in between that rough period there, my life was just sort of like an unmaintained road full of potholes. And this was when shit hit the fan. Years, you know, we still were friends. I still try to maintain those friendships even though things were rocky. You know, we still ate lunch together. We still had inside jokes. Things were still really live with us, and that was fun. But I let it all go, and I lost or betrayed those friends. And I know now that it's entirely my fault. Girls and petty drama and feeling like I was being taken advantage of, which I know now is entirely just my social anxiety coming through full-heartedly, which later developed into BPD, which, or maybe it was BPD, who knows, but altogether it made me lose my friends. So after that, between that period of leaving high school, you know, uh, working, traveling, blah, 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 I later went into college, and I made new friends in college. Some I still talk to today. I'm really good friends with some of them. Me and my wife was even one of my friends, but now we sort of went past that boundary, and now we're forever friends. So but in all honesty, I used to wish I could go back and work those friendships out and, you know, reform those bonds and make things work and just slap myself awake and be like, hey, the way you're acting is going to make you lose all the people you care about right now. And that's not what you want. But as life has it, things don't last forever. Friendships don't last forever. And life goes on, you know, things keep going. And you just got to work with what you're given. And it doesn't have to be you, it could be me, it could be your friend, it can be anything, anyone, and just like that, friendship's gone. But it happens, and it does get better. I'm unsure if you're like myself, but I have a hard time maintaining and identifying friendships or relationships for people who I want to be friends with. I just don't get it anymore like I used to. It's getting to a point where I often feel like people who aren't my friends are my friends, and the people who I don't think are my friends are trying really hard to make that connection with me and show that they care, but I just don't feel it. Which is pretty damn annoying when all I want to do is connect with people and form a bond. So for myself, I'm constantly in this loop of, are they really my friends? Are they really who they say they are? Are they really staying with me? Are they really worth my trust? And can I really depend on them when I really need them? And it's just a vicious cycle that I keep going around, and it's really depressing. And I often find myself crying in the middle of the night because I just want to be able to connect with people without feeling like I'm going to ruin that friendship with them as well. But for the most part, I'm not so not depressed, but I put on this facade or this mask of like, hey, yeah, let's be friends when I first meet people. But I often feel as if I come off either too strong or too weird, which I'm starting to accept recently. But it just feels like there's no right way to make friends for me, which in turn makes me feel like I can't truly connect with the person I'm talking to because when shit truly gets hard and I really need someone, they're not going to be there for me. And I can't really talk like person to person. I can't really connect on that emotional level with this person. And I really want to bridge the gap and, come to a point where we can get deep into a friendship and just talk about any and everything. But for me, it gets to a point where it feels like it's too forced. And to myself personally, I feel like a friendship shouldn't feel forced. It should feel natural. Like being a kid, like you used to bond, like by being a kid, you used to bond by just wearing the same shirt or having a new Pokemon card, and the guy's just like, oh my god, that's the shiny Charizard, and you're like, yeah, so, and it blows up from there. But now I've come to accept myself, and I realize that I don't truly need friends to better myself, and that depending too much on other people makes you have a weak character. So I decided to improve myself, and it's gotten me pretty far. So if you're in my same situation right now and you're going through like this sort of rut of like, do I better myself? Do I try to maintain the friendship, or where do I go from here? Just try bettering yourself, like try improving yourself. Try doing stuff to make you a better person. And I don't mean doing the same familiar things. Do something that you're familiar with, but something that you also really enjoy and would like to know about. Like if you're great with computers, you can step into coding, or you can tinker around and figure out more about computers, or you can just learn more about the way it works. Or if you're into knitting, you could get into spinning or weaving or crocheting. Or if you're into cars, you can learn more about cars. Cars are, oh my God, you can learn so much about cars. You can change your oil, you can change your tire, you can figure out how much mileage your car has. You can read books on car. Like there's so much you can learn about everything. Like why try to confine yourself to fit into people's molds? All I'm trying to say is just try to become a better person. Just try to become a better person for yourself. Just do it for yourself. I still don't feel like I fit in, but I think the problem is I'm in a new country filled with all these different types of people, and I just don't feel like my puzzle pieces found the right spot to fit in yet. And there are still times where people expect me to be a certain way because of the color of my skin or the way I talk, or just because of the place I was born, like my place of origin, the place I have lived most of my life. They expect me to be a different person, and I can't be a different person. It rubs me the wrong way because this is who I am. So it then turns into this fear of do I not mention where I'm from or not let people explain who I am so that they can get a unopinionated bias of me. And it's just this fear of not belonging and just being an outsider, which in fact doesn't help me when I'm trying to make friends. Everyone, even the dog, tells you to go out and volunteer, do something fun, go outside. What if there's nothing that excites me as a person? I want something that stimulates both my mind and my body. Like I need both of these to work in unison, or I'm not going to be a happy person. And that's really tough when you're not really interested in normal stuff. And don't get me wrong, I have tried to reconnect with those friends of the past many times. Just something's gone. Like the light in their eyes is flickered and it's gone. Like the relationship it's not the same. And sometimes it's frayed beyond salvage. And that's fine. Some people you just have to accept aren't a great fit for your life right now. And maybe when you're 15, 18, 20, 22, even 30, they aren't right for you right now. But as you progress and grow as a person, your taste in food, music, artists, entertainment all changes, as does theirs. So you just gotta roll with the tides, man. So it's just holding on to this hope that things are gonna be the same and that things are gonna be the same. Like the things are gonna be just they're gonna fall right back into it because you know everything's gonna be just as good as it was back then. And sometimes you're just sitting there hoping and praying that this is gonna work out when in actuality it's pretty hopeless. You can try, but it's gonna take a lot of effort and you're both gonna have to work towards that goal. And if you are stuck in this rut right now where you sort of feel like, you know, I don't have any friends, I'm unsure if I want to keep my friends because they've been, you know, making me feel some type of way, just step back and try to better yourself. So when it comes to a point where you gotta matter, like things that you care about have to matter. And you have to put yourself first. You gotta understand and know what defines you as a person and your values and where you stand. And you then have to break the mold. And if your friends do come to your aid and help you become a better person, that's great. They're great friends. But if they're friends who they see you trying to better yourself and you know they berate you, they belittle you, they ask you why you're changing, just take a step back and just see what's going on, you know? Maybe you're doing something wrong or maybe you're doing something right and they just don't want to see you go further. And I'm not saying to use your friends. That's not what friendship's about. I'm just saying that friends are like a second family. They should push you to your goals. They should help you progress in life. They should like steer you in the right path if you're going the wrong way. They should help you out as much as possible, you know, because you need to keep that bond. You got to stay close, and that's what you need. But you will notice that once you start bettering yourself and start improving yourself and making yourself a better person, the less friends you will have, people will fall away. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. Because once you learn self-reliance, you'll learn more about how to save and earn your money and about priorities and how to be choosy about the people that you date, about who you are and what standards you have as a person. Okay, so the thing I'm going to sum it up and leave you with is that it does get a bit lonely and it can be a bit scary, you know, but it gets better. It really does. It really does. But by doing things for yourself and getting that self-reliance and getting that self-improvement, you're going to be a happier person. You're going to find peace and happiness within yourself by doing all those things and just making yourself better just by improving and learning from your mistakes and putting that into action to see where you can make steps and plan, you know? Because in the end, all that's going to matter is your partner, your family, your close friends, and yourself. And if you keep that thing close, I mean real close, that's all you need. And hey, if you're one of my old friends and you're watching this, I'm sorry. I was a bit of a dickhead. I put you through a lot of shitty situations, guys, and I don't think I'm ever gonna let that happen to myself again. I hope you're making your dreams a reality and keep striving for more, man. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because she needs love too. And I learned something new. Hit that notification bell because then you'll get little notifications whenever I post a video, and who knows, it might start posting more. And I know it's asking a lot, but please just leave a comment because I will check them out. I will try to reply. Baby steps, improving. Please help me out. Roll that outro.